Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be the beginning of my Startup Diaries series. So in this series, I'm going to build a web app called Rise, and this episode is just going to start that off. I'm going to show you what the app is about, a few screenshots. So let's get straight into the video. So what is Rise about? So Rise is a web app that is going to help you clearly plan and execute your targets or goals. So if anyone's ever set any target or tried to achieve something new, it's really hard to go from like, this is my idea, this is what I want to be whenever, and then this is what my starting position, and how do you actually bridge that gap? How do you create steps to get there? So this is what Rise is all about. It'll help you plan that and help you see your progress until you get there. What are the main problems that I focused on when creating the idea for Rise? So these are things like focusing too much on a goal instead of the system, having a lack of a structure, thinking too much about how complex it is and too many things, or thinking too hard when you're creating your goals and creating your plans, not having a feedback system, and just a bunch of other stuff that holds you back and realistically you don't even need to think about when you're following your goal or creating your structure. Let's talk about Rise tools and what's inside the app to actually help you overcome these problems. So we have the planner tool, which is just a step-by-step framework which will help you get from, I just have an idea and don't know how to get to this goal, to then having a plan ready to be executed and tracked as you go along executing your project or schedule. And then we have the visualizer tool, which is how you're actually going to track the project. So this will have a Kanban style, so just like a slider of tabs, which you'll see in a moment, and how you can manage your projects and check what are the tasks you have to do. And this will all be in one place, so you don't have to think about how complex it is to track it and no structure and all that type of things. We'll also have a resource page which will have a bunch of advice on it, links to software and other various tools that you would use for like content creation or anything else that you'd want to learn or I've learned in the past. And there'll also be the Rise tutorial on how to use all the tools as well if you ever got stuck or lost in the app. So speaking about the app in depth, let's go into what the app will look like. Just bear in mind, I'm not a UI designer yet, but this will be really the shots of what the app will look like. So to get into some screenshots of what the app is about, so this would be the landing page where you just get onto the first page of the app, and you've just got login, features and dark mode colors, and then you'd go into light mode as well, which has just got the light mode colors but the same features. And the dark mode page had this, but I'll just show you on the light page. So we've got the tutorial, and there should be a prompt as well on the first section, kind of a main page, main part of this page. But this would be the tutorial of how to use the Rise app and tools. And then you'd have a description of the application at the bottom. You'd then have the home page. So once you've logged in, you'd get this kind of motivational quote every day to kind of keep you motivated and keep you focused on why you have the application. And then, as you can see in top left, there's the home, logger, projects, resources, tutorial, and you've got your username on the right side. So you'd actually be able to follow a drop down where you can manage your account and log out there, but that would be the light mode page. And then there is the user page. So there'll be more information here once I've built the application, but this would be where a user would manage their account. And then you have the resources page. Again, I'll need to add more information clearly, but this is where you'd see tools, for content creation, like DaVinci Resolve, Canva, how you'd use them, ChatGPT, if you'd want to use that, FAQs and some other self-development, maybe books or links to software. So that would be there. And then you'd get onto your projects page where you'd follow all your projects, but I'm still planning what the title of certain pages would be, but this would be where you'd see your projects in. For example, if you had an accumulative project, you'd see this, this is how much of the project you've completed and how much is left. And these would be ones that you can't track in terms of like percentages. So it'd mean more of like you track it in the visualizer page, which I'll show you. And then you just have these tabs here where you could create the type of project, and then different options for the project, as well as this would be a filter to have, this is what type of project I'm actually creating, whether it's a cumulative and whatever other type I will have in there. And then you have your visualizer page, which is that Kanban style that I was talking about, and you have this ready, in progress, complete. But as the user, you can edit this how you want. You could have 4 columns, and whichever way you could have a to do, ready, in progress, complete. And then you have your catalog, where once you're done planning, you will then have these sort of a list of jobs to do, which you can then just pass into here. And then if you scroll over, if you hover over an item, I will add a feature where there'll be a tooltip if you want to add further description, and that will come up. So the planner is really, this would just be screenshots, but there'll be a step-by-step on how to complete this. So this would be a mind map of whatever you want to do, whatever goal you create, and you just randomly mind map, anything to do with this topic. And then you will then categorize this, so you can pick your most important categories and log them like that. And you might find there's some categories that you don't even need, so you can get rid of them. And then there'll be a draft of how you'd actually complete this. So this would be in an order format of, I need to do all this first, and then this, and then that'll be complete. And you can see how this could be turned for maybe a YouTube video. So this could be the intro, and this would be the outro, and your content would be in the middle. Or if it's like want to learn Python, the first bit will be learning what Python is, what you could do with Python, and then this would be actually executing it. I've actually done all these tutorials, etc. And then this end bit will be, testing yourself, building applications, and saying, okay, I've learned it. Now I can then say that I'm proficient in Python, or whatever it is. If you're doing like a gym workout, you could add your warm up. You could have in here the actual session. You could have your cool down, or you could have certain goals. So you can have like your training for it, and then you can do a competition in the end, or a competition in the middle, and then you can have further goals to improve. So this would be the end point of your plan, and then this would be transferred to the visualizer page. So that would be the whole application. That is really what Rise is about. And over this process, I'm going to show how I build this app, how I learn the skills to build it, as I have no background really. And you can learn how to build an application with me, or you could just follow the journey, and when it's done, you can use the application for yourself. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and like. I'll see you in the next video.